So very good morning to all students of third year Robotics and Automation Department. So in today's lecture, we are going to see about vernier caliper and its basic importance in metrology. Let us briefly sum up the previous day lecture. So in the previous day topic, we saw about the classification of various measuring instruments and marking gauges, say surface plate, caliper, inside and outside caliper. Then what are the different standards? Say for example, N standard and line standard. Then graduated instruments and non-graduated instruments. Couple of examples under each category. So this was the instruction given in the last previous class. So in the today's lecture, we are going to see the construction of vernier and working mechanism under the category linear measuring instrument. So what is meant by a vernier caliper? So the vernier caliper will have two different scale aligned with each other that may be slightly differ in size based on the scale graduated reading. And this difference is used to find out the accuracy in terms of measuring the final shape of the jaw. The scales are named as main scale reading and vernier scale reading. These are the two different scale measurement used for obtaining the values with the help of the vernier caliper. The vernier caliper is made up of highly hardened stainless steel alloy material. So the main scale is engraved on a solid L-shaped frame which has a fixed jaw at the left extremity. So the fixed jaw is connected directly to the main scale at one end of the extreme position. So the main scale reading is measured in centimeter in some of the instrument and also millimeter. Two types of the vernier calipers are available. Okay. So if it is projected in centimeter value, the main scale, so each divisions will have a difference of 20 parts, equal parts. Okay, so the least count will be say 0.05 centimeter. Okay, so there are three basic elements in the vernier caliper. So one is said to be a fixed horizontal beam, that is a main scale setup. Then fixed jaw and sliding movable jaw. These are the three main important, the primitive components of vernier caliper. So that we are going to see in the next slide with the physical illustration, the diagram. So the datum of the measurement while observing the dimensions of the jaw. Okay, so both vernier and the main scale reading should have a positive the coincidence with relative to each other in order to avoid the alignment error. So both the scale should meet properly at any one of the division when we are calculating the size of the jaw. So with the help of the sliding jaw, we are able to take the measurement very conveniently by clamping the jaw between fixed and sliding jaw. The sliding jaw is also another extreme position which is located in front of the fixed jaw, that is from the right hand side direction. Now in the next slide we are going to see about the physical representation of the parts and construction of vernier caliper. So the part 1 from the figure that represents outside jaws. So the purpose of outside jaw is used to measure the external diameter of a round cylindrical jaw. And the next one, part number 2, that logically represents inside jaws. So which is used to measure the internal diameter of the hollow cylindrical jaw. So this is the difference between part 1 and part 2. Okay, then depth part number 3. So this one is used to measure the internal height of the hollow cylindrical jaw. Okay, then the fourth part is main scale reading. Okay, so the main scale reading is either measured in millimeter or centimeter. Okay, so in both the types it is available. The vernier scale reading, so it may printed in a division of 5 or 10 mm apart. Okay, so based on which the least count of the vernier caliper can be obtained. Then retainer, this last one is the retainer. So the purpose of retainer is used to adjust the position with the help of the lock nut screw that is kept on the top of the vernier scale. Okay, so with the help of the lock nut screw, we can adjust the retainer very steady in such a way that we can easily transfer all the measuring variables quickly. Okay. So in the last slide, so we saw about the construction, the various different parts of the vernier caliper. Now in the next slide, according to the Indian standards, so we are going to see about the different types of vernier caliper. Okay, so as per the Indian standards, IS 3651 1974, according to the standard specification, there are 3 different models of vernier caliper are available to take the precision measurement. Okay, so the first one, what you are observing in the slide, this is said to be type A vernier. Okay, I think the type A vernier, most of you have observed in physics laboratory. Okay, so right from your school age. So the type A vernier has got 2 measuring jaws, one at the bottom, the another one is located at the top. Okay, right? So the lower jaw is used for finding out the external, the measuring faces, and the upper jaw is used for finding out the internal dimensions of the component. Okay, then the type B vernier, coming to the next part of the slide. So this is type B vernier. So the type B vernier, there is no upper jaw, only lower jaw at one end, at one position. So here we can able to measure 2 different type of dimensions using the single pair of the lower jaw. Okay, so you can see a small external groove which is kept on both the end. So this is used to measure the internal, the face of the jaw. Okay, the internal diameter. The external diameter of the jaw can be measured, okay, with the help of the flat-faced edge, okay, provided at the other end of the jaw. Okay, right? So in this way, the type B vernier caliper can be handled. Okay, then last one, type C vernier caliper. So in type C vernier caliper, so you have to understand the significant difference between type A and type C, because both are more or less looking like same appearance. It has 2 jaws, one at the bottom, the other one is located at the topmost position. But what is the difference apart from type A, the type C vernier? So the type C vernier, so in lower jaw, you see the lower jaw. With the help of the lower jaw, we can take two different set of dimensions at a time. See, internal dimensions can be carried out here and external dimensions can be carried out at this point. Whereas what is the purpose of upper jaw is used to mark the dimensions. Okay, mark the edge of the dimensions. So this is the difference apart from type A vernier caliper. So now based on this instruction, logical information, so I will just share you a simulation video how to use a vernier caliper, and then we will conclude the session at the end of the video. In order to measure the length and breadth of an object, normally we people used to rely upon the steel ruler, but in my point of view, whether using a steel ruler will give you the accurate dimensions or not. Definitely, it is not possible to use a steel ruler in order to measure the length and breadth of the jaw. So, to overcome the problem related to the accuracy, in the year 1630, Pierre Vernier, the scientist who has found this vernier, the caliper, the precision measuring instrument. Okay, so this indirectly plays the role of a steel ruler for accurate fine measuring dimensions. So you can see the parts of the vernier caliper as given in the animation video. So jaw 1 and the jaw 4 are the fixed jaws, whereas jaw 2 and 3 are the movable jaws. Okay, so the movable jaw are coupled directly to the vernier caliper, and the fixed jaw is straight away coupled to the main scale reading. Okay, so the vernier caliper can be used to measure the length and also the spherical, the roundness of the jaw. So the multiple dimensions we can able to obtain. At the same time, we can also measure the depth with the help of the depth probe. Okay, to measure the internal height of the jaw. So these are the multiple variety of the dimensions we can able to obtain with the help of the vernier caliper as illustrated here. See here, in this kind of vernier caliper, you see the vernier scale is marked in 10 divisions. So out of this 10 division, then the 9 divisions are exactly equal in align with the main scale reading. Right? It's just you can see the positioning of the scale value. And there is a small the button which is kept behind the vernier scale, and this button is used to move the vernier scale along with the movable jaw, sliding jaw, for performing the convenient the measurement of a physical object very flexibly. So this is about the logical illustration, how to use a vernier caliper, okay, and the details about the parts that are enlisted here in this video. So with this video, I conclude that in today's session, so we saw about what is meant by a vernier caliper, how vernier calipers are broadly classified into different types, type A, type B, and type C, and what is the difference between type A model, type B, and type C model. And we had some basic instruction on the scale arrangements, say main scale and vernier scale arrangements. Okay. And what are the different types of measurement jobs we can able to perform it using the vernier caliper. So everything we saw by means of a simple video clips. Okay. So if you have any queries, you can share your doubts directly to my kind knowledge by observing the video. So thank you one and all.